Okay, I'm gonna swap up. It's fine. All right, Engi A. I'm not a fan of the Engi A. It only has 3 weapon slots and has this 3-powered weapon, which doesn't actually damage anything. So that's not great. It's not great. It's sort of reliant on drone control. It actually gets through like the first 2 sectors generally pretty okay. But then it just falls off the map very quickly. So we're looking for weapons. We will potentially, Engi Medbot Dispersal just gets immediately sold. Hello, in Shadow. Most of the time. But we can sell like everything to try and get like 2 more reliable weapons online would be better. Not for me, right? It's darkish. All right, so the data that I carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore your sector before moving on to the next, but get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. I actually am not sure what crew placement is best. Like, you like to have the Engis running around doing repairs, but I don't like dealing with borders, like, using 2 Engis. Like, they lose to a single Mantis. And it's just like, I don't even want to mess with it. This feels a little more optimal. All right, let's find a store. It's my favorite game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's gonna be a little bit sketchy. Maybe we don't, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't even know if that's actually 10 jumps. But we're getting there. Let's begin, shall we? Cool, they hacked my engines. That's delightful. Target their weapons. Power combat drone. So what's really also bad about this ship is like we have 3 power and weapons, which is nice, like it serves the standard, but as soon as we take like 1 damage to our weapons, our offense just goes away. And that's less good. Also, they apparently just dodge all the shots. That's... Okay, we finally got one in there. Like, right on cue. All right, I don't know, maybe now take down the missile. Cool. In theory, we should be like trying to take down the missile. It's just that our first 2 ion shots missed. I used to put the Engi engine into weapons, rationale if weapons get hit, the Engi's there. That's a fair point. I think that's generally, I don't know what like that. There's like the weapons training, but you're already gonna get very quick weapons training. Actually, I kind of like that idea. Let's go that. We'll try it. Everybody swap positions. We got 20 scrap in our first jump. That's pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and get a buffer point. And the shields. I still want to get buffer, even though like our weapons are garbage and I want to transition out of them. If we get safe fights, we actually have some crew kill potential by ioning oxygen systems. Calm down. Look, I know you're sick, but you just gotta relax, okay? It's gonna be fine. Here's this adorable Engi telling you everything's gonna be cool. Gross. All right, target here. Let's go ahead and set up our drone. We might be able to get in a couple quick swipes. Okay, I gotta move my drone because it's actually over the flak. Like, that's not good. All right, Engi is a border is an Engi. That's acceptable. Wow. They just got FTL'd. They got FTL'd hard. That was ridiculous. Oh, man. Like, this fight is pretty disgusting, and now it's like, it's not so bad. I'm curious if there's a potential for a crew kill here. I don't know. Asteroid field in the ion makes me think the answer to that question is no. Oh, also, they just apparently depowered my ion. That was good. That was just the best idea I've ever had. Okay. Cool. What was that? Like the breach and ion that got set up by that asteroid into another asteroid? That was so gross. Glad it wasn't me. All right, that actually picks up those 2 beacons and we can jump across here. If they are stores. If there are stores. Let's get to the storage cache. Looks like a basic laser. Okay, probably better to have shield training. This is a bigger threat than this. Hey, Dragon Sage, thank you. Go, little drone. You got this. Well, so much training. It's fine. 17. Wow, that's a ton of money. That is a considerable amount of money. I mean, if we get DRA and ions, yeah, we'll just double drone it up. It's actually bad. Starts to more drones. So here's another problem with drones is like the scaling on them is horrendous. This is weapon scaling. Like drone scaling is essentially on par with weapon scaling. Like it's so bad and it's weirdly randomed. 35, 30, 50, 45, 75, 60, 90, 80, and then they're like, yeah, 100 if you want to max out. Learn to ion better? Yeah. Maybe. All right, I do not see a store. Let's go ahead and get second shield online, as per usual. Ion better. Oh, ion you better. Got him. 2, 3. I kind of don't want to go over the top and get stuck with a bad dive if I like measure it incorrectly. Try to be a hero. I mean, this is a training fight. Options. All right, well, okay, we'll just do the thing to speed up the game so we're not here for a year and a half, even though it actually won't be too long. No, not slow down. That's cheating. Look at all the jukes. Hey, Flight, how's it going? We're using cheat engines here just to speed up the training because it's awful. And we did use it for the first 56 victories. Actually 57, because there's not really an opportunity to do it on the Slick Sea. Cool. Train in drones. Yeah, that's a thing. All right, it's just better if I just actually mess with the bars in OBS. That's a good thing I should probably do in the future. All right, now let's figure out what level oxygen they have. Oh, it's only level 1 oxygen. Cool. Well, that's great. Fantastic. Okay, and they have a repair bot. I mean, I guess we're doing the same thing. Have I already shot down the drone twice? I think I've shot the drone down twice. I don't know. It's getting pinker. Okay, so we got to this part. No. Why does PG not pop up? Okay. Submitted. Welcome back to the Murder Most Foul. Thank you for 3 months of support. Super appreciate it. Okay. We'll see if we can actually get a kill from here. All right, so one is to keep the oxygen offline. As long as it's below 5%, they're not gaining any health. Hopefully they don't have any piloting. And then we eye on their med bays. We see that they're actually not healing over the asphyxiation damage, so that's how we know it's level 1 med bay. All right, I'm gonna stack up a little bit more damage here before we finish them off. Cool. All right, that was good money. Love me good money. Okay, high store. So we could go to the store now because there is actually a possibility of there being a second store. Or we could try farming up for it even more so. Let's see, calculator. I forget how much combat 2s are. I want to say they're 70 scrap. So we have like 35, potentially plus 25, potentially plus 35, plus 44. So he's sitting at almost 140 scrap right now. Like if there are 2 viable weapons here, we can pick up both of them at that point. What? Yeah, that's definitely close. All right, so this is interesting. No, hold on. Got a text from my brother. What do you want? Hello, Zanon. This is fine. Yeah, I mean, the Ion Stunner is... It's more interesting in, like, what do we keep and what do we sell? All right, we always sell Medbot Dispersal here. It's very not good. It's very, very not good. We could buy the Stunner. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, the Stunner helps out. The 2 doesn't... Yeah, I mean, well... It'd be a little bit unreasonable to get the, that. Its question is, am I keeping the Combat 2 here and the Combat 1 here? Or am I getting Hacking? Or am I buying the Ion Stunner? Or am I buying long-range scanners? Hey, GG's. Yeah, you just got to spend all the scrap on it. Which I've done before. I think I remember once getting level 7 weapons on Engi A. It was spooky. I have 4 hull and the flagship is... I don't recall how bad the multiverse flagship is. It is pretty bad. You're not incorrect. No, it sells for 37 bucks? Oh my gosh, that's an Ion Blast by itself. All right, I actually have to, like, think about what the heck I'm doing here. I think Stunner is 100% the right call, because we have no other weapons to really get into. We can get this online. That's incredibly helpful. This is technically better than that if the scaling is really bad for us and we don't find any other weapons, which is why I'm kind of inclined not to sell it at this point. Like, this into this is not a big jump. Like, you would think, like, Combat 2 is like 2 Combat 1s, but it is not. But if I get hosed on weapons, like, this additional firepower might actually be important. The only thing is and I'm not in range of buying Hacking even if I do sell it. We could buy we'll probably buy long-range scanners, though. Even though that means we're slightly delayed on getting our Ion Stunner online, we're fine everywhere else. It's bad, but if I have no other offense to scale into, it does give me something to buff into, and it doesn't cost me anything to hold on to it right now. Like, what am I going to spend money on? Upgrading weapons? Like, that's it. That's like the next jump in money, and then I can always just sell it at the next store if it has actually something I want. The only thing is if I sell it now to get this online, and I'm pretty okay with our weapons as is. Okay. Yeah, like I mean, unless it has like absolutely, like the med burst stuff is just hot garbage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dig Dug. Dig Dug. I want your garbage. Oh no. Those Slythal did want to get on board, so we can do that. Slyth. Yeah. All right. All that stuff kind of makes sense that we do it that way. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If there is an extra jump, then we'll just take it here. We have a lot of blue options. Just kidding. Okay, 22 bucks. Close. Do. Data store. This is a safe fight for us, so yeah. Never mind. I got a map. Yay. No, I could have got the stunner online. Definitely fighting this ship. All right. What kind of crew do you have? Engi. All right. This is where if I had the stunner online, we'd actually be in a better position for the O2 kill. Like, it would be very easy to get an O2 kill. Now it's a little bit more in doubt. Cool. I'm supposed to turn it off there. Oh yeah, I lowered the sound. Thanks. All right. Well, it would help if it wasn't dodging everything. Also would have helped again if I got the blast online, which was part of the plan. Too slow. It was pointing like the wrong direction and it was confusing the heck out of me. Hey, Biff. I don't like this, heavy... potentially just, like, wrecking my combat one. Gosh, they're dodging crazily. Like, this is... Alright, whatever. Really? Sometimes you can actually just get into natural rhythm, and it's good. All right, like here, like stuff that was good and then it wasn't. Making progress here. Oh, and drops are crazy. Ain't gonna reveal any details, but holy. I'm gonna add Biff to the list here. So the idea here is that the combat drone suppresses the shields to set up for the ion. That's ideal. What happens? Then your ion misses 3 times in a row. Hilarious. We're getting there, ever so slowly. Nice. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! Did it just, like, fire 2 shots in half a second? Like, what was that? That was crazy! I got spooked. I guess. I don't know. It was very much like, put on the Infinity Gauntlet, guess I'll do it myself. Okay. Alright, plus there's also no stores. This is totally the right call. A million times over. We could have saved a drone part. Could have saved a drone part. Sure. Exit. Continue. 2 fuel for 3 drone parts. 14 fuel, 17. Yeah, sure. I mean, that's money. Abandoned sector or Zoltan? Why? I feel like we should go Zoltan. The reason I want to go to Zoltan is... Yeah, okay, yeah, 1, we're pretty strong against Zoltan shields, but 2, like, I can't crew kill abandoned ships. I can't crew kill them. I might be able to crew kill Zoltans. They both have 2 stores. Zoltan's pretty okay scrap. Plus, there's a second green sector here. I think this actually makes sense. Like, this generally is, like, also pretty good scrap, but I don't have, like, blue options for it. Let's go Zoltan. I'm not a fan of generally going Zoltan sectors, but... Quest. Store. 2, 3, 4. All right. I'll make up a little bit of money before we hit the store, if we need to. Potentially. Examine the station. Whole $8. Thanks. I'm sorry, I want to watch this because it was... All right, here it comes. Shield immediately piloting. Jeez. That was weird. I wonder if that's because we, no, we didn't even speed hack that fight, though. Really? All right, how many people are in? Oh, it's the 5er. Okay. All right, we have a plan. It's a very, 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 very slow plan. I might have to give up piloting here. Like, there's just not, like, a lot I could do to deal with them. Because the Engis can't win the fights. And I can't heal up if it's the 3-on-2 here. Like, they're at 59 health. Wait, why are they losing health? Are you just not alternating? Dude, what the heck? They fired 3 times against the Engi. They didn't turn. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna maybe just give up the piloting here. That's fine. Let's see. Don't want to prevent the ship. Yeah, I guess it like doesn't matter. Right? Like, they'll break this, they'll go somewhere, and then they'll come back. You'll be back. I was like, eventually we should be able to, like, actually start making leeway here, or headway, but... Yeah, now I'm just trying to think of, like, the only thing I could do is I have to stall out, vent them, run back to the med bay, sacrifice some other room for them to go into, but I have no idea what room they're going to go into because there's 5 of them. So, like, maybe they go into a 2x2, maybe they go into 2 2x1s and another. I have no idea. All right, we have a fight potentially before this storm. Potentially. Okay. All right, let's max our dodge here for a second. Okay, okay, they're done. Flak 1's too spooky to try and get a crew kill here. Kill those engines. Kill them dead. All right, 18 bucks. So we take that, because that could be a store. Take that beacon. Which says that one. Pop, pop, pop. I think that makes sense. We do have quite a bit of money on us. Rock solid, but hacking, pre-igniter. Probably just by hacking. Oh, nice, cool. Got the win. All right, is there another store? Yes. Shoot. All right, what would be interesting at this upcoming store? Another ion weapon? So there won't be any other stores in the sector. We're kind of committed to drones now. I don't know the multiverse ships at all. I've never played it, so I couldn't direct you. Okay, that's no good here. That's no good here. That's pretty unnecessary here. That's trash. That's trash. The only thing that's interesting here is hacking. Question 2, can I jump back? 1, 2, 3. We could jump back. So we go to this store. I don't know what's at that store that I care about. It would have to be like double weapons to make up for hacking. Or a drone recovery arm. But we are at 20 drones, so I'm less worried about it. Battle Star. Alright, so I have 47 bucks, plus potentially 25, plus 37, plus 35, plus 17. No, you didn't know. You were trying to be helpful. That's always the right thing. Well, maybe not always, but generally speaking, heart's in the right place. I'm still concerned about the scaling. So other thing we could do is we could go to this store. So hacking is like pretty amazing, generally speaking. We do have 20 hack parts. It's just like I stop scaling. Like that's it. We kind of just get stuck waiting for ions and drones to do stuff. And that feels really bad. So there's like this huge decision that we're making right now where we essentially go in hacking, we sell the combat 2, and then our offense has like nowhere to go unless we just find 2 weapons. Even if I buy hacking, then I still have like 80 bucks left. We could still potentially go to the store and maybe luck out to find a traditional weapon setup. So we have to hit 3 ions to take down 2 shield bubbles. Like that's where we're directed towards. And then our combat 1 is just shoots random systems. So I don't have like enough ion power that I'm suppressing the enemy ship fire and suppressing their shields while setting up my drones. And like I said, we were going to hit 2 shields next sector and then 3 the sector after. But the only way for me to get hacking here involves selling the combat 2. And it's like, what am I doing with the hacking? Like, yeah, I can hack so that these shots land and it sets up the combat drone more easily. But again, we just be completely reliant on this being the drone that we go with. I want to check out the other store. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, if it's garbage, but there's so many other things that could be better. Okay. Burst and pike beam. Now I would want hacking. Now I just want hacking. All right, 35 plus 17 plus 25 plus 37 plus 47 equals. We're sitting at 161 scrap. That drops us down to 100 minus 105. So I could drop down to 56 scrap getting those two. So we keep the stunner. So we have a third projectile to go into. And we want to buy the other two weapons. That makes the most sense. Okay, first thing, we're buying this. Do I want to sell the Combat 1 or the Combat 2? Probably sell the Combat 2. We probably keep the Combat 1, because it still has a use for us. Fart. Rip the dream. Yeah. As unfortunate as it is, it's just, and you know this, like it's drone scale like garbage. There was a stealth C run that I had where we had double offensive drones, double ions and hacking with a drone recovery arm. And then I went up against an auto scout ship in like Sector 5 and almost died. Like it absolutely was like ripping me apart, even though I had all of that going for me. And it was just like, I can't, it's just too untrustworthy. Like if you have a bunch of other stuff going for you, but yeah. So I just don't trust it from that experience. Of course, we definitely don't go back to that store now. Just sold the Combat 2 for the 1. I mean, like, 3 shots this, potentially the combat drone as well to set up for it. I have 20 drone parts, so we could potentially build into 4 shots setting up a pike beam. Like, I'm pretty okay with that. We'll see. We'll see. Of course, we were in, we went from, like, pretty awesome against Zoltans to, Yeah, like I said, it's that weird balance where it's like where you are now and where you need to be. Actually, thank you. Very much appreciated. Yeah, that was, some of those runs at the end they were spooky. They were very spooky. Sort of look at it like we're like a Kestrel C that picked up a pike beam and also has a combat drone. All right, what kind of drone you have? Okay, not an offense drone. That's good. All right, we're gonna charge our FTL all the way up in case I screw this fight up. One time Crow flipped a coin. That's true. That did happen. No, actually, we'll charge up faster if we put you in there. Cool. Casual 66% evasion. All right, so if something dumb happens, we're okay. We actually have training already, but yeah, this would be a training chip if we didn't. Apparently they had a couple training chips before they fought us. I am actually really concerned about their ability. No, we're done. That dodge rate is crazy. So they probably have level 3 engines. So they're getting like 25, 5, 10, 15, like 25% dodge. And like rebel ships just run away so fast. It's just not worth it to try and, yeah, see, they're just gonna go. Not worth the attempt. It was only level 2 engines? Oh, go away. That's whatever. Like somehow the 5% evasion is like what was gonna make the huge difference there. Distress. All right, we can try again. Try again. Pirates can also run away though, so. At least it's only level 1 oxygen. That actually is pretty helpful. Okay. Uh-huh. Right, they got an Engi, no med bay. Welcome back. Oh, I needed to delay that a second. That was a waste. Okay. We're essentially like Kestrel C, and yeah, just, you know. Like, it still struggles with crew kills. It's like, we're totally fine in this fight. I don't know, maybe it doesn't happen. Because they just can dodge. all day long, apparently. It does, we are firing a second slower. I needed to hit that, so like the oxygen would go offline if they dodged. So I can't stagger it. I'm overthinking it. Like I'm like, oh, we'll stagger so it's delayed, so we actually get the stun. So the problem is I'm missing too frequently, and if, again, same thing. If they run, I have to switch over to my pike beam, and they're gone. No. Like, I don't want to go for a crew kill and then lose out on actual scrap because a ship gets away. Because the pike beam just takes that long to charge. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that's 3 jumps away. I think we're only getting 4 jumps out of the sector anyways. So I guess, I don't know, we'll have some idea what those beacons are. 1, 2, 3. Wait, did I even count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Anti-coil, how's it going? It's fine. Participate in their study. I think we're up to 6 times in a row now. 1, 2, 3, 4. We didn't get the boarding event off that. Hi. Okay, well this fight is safe for us. This is actually the first Zoltan ship we found in this sector. Now the thing about this one is we can't ion the oxygen because they have a Zoltan, and the Zoltan will just repower it. We can stun them though. We have that. Plus at least they'll take the crew off engines. All right, 55. So you take 4 shots to die. 1, 2, 3, 4. The other one takes over. Just bioswipe. It takes so long. Yeah. Yeah, that's the dodge they needed. I was hoping we get him to run out of O2 first. Make my life easier. You know me, love my life being easier. Maybe a fire breaks out in the O2. That'd be cool. Hmm. That double dodge. I think we just lost a crew kill because of that, unless I do bio swipes now. I can stun it twice? Oh, wait, why did I think I was, okay. Pike Beam is ridiculously fast, though. I don't think it's gonna work. Like, Pipe Beam is so fast. Like, Hull Beam is slow, Glaive is slow. It's just, it's gonna, like, cut through the room in, like, fractions of seconds. It does, there's just no time for me to really sit there and gauge it in a manner. Oh, well. Sure. Why not? Oh, this would be a good crew kill. Okay, well, they're boarding us. That's cool. Slightly dangerous fight, though. All right, 3-room swipe, so they're busy. Pike. I mean, that could be. There's like a rhythm to it every time you're swapping from a different weapon. Like, doing the mini beam, I've done it so much, it feels way more comfortable. What? Oh, that actually makes sense. Yeah, it's better to be early than to be late. That's true. Oh, gee, I had to hit 2 rooms. Like, I can't believe they actually got that close to the way because they got that double dodge, like, right when they needed it. That was so close. Yeah, I don't get the crew kill here. Pike beam, this is where the 16 seconds on pike beam hurts. But yeah, they just, I don't know, the enemy ships just keep getting really clutch dodges. I mean, I could sit here and try and do bio beam swipes with the pike beam. But, no, that's cool. Hi, Emily. Let me Biff. Right, so like being early, because if you're late, you hit the ship blows up, you're done. If you're early, then you have multiple attempts for it. Figured. Zoltan or Uncharted Nebula? Well, bio swipes. The problem is, like I said, the ship's running, and then just I have no idea. Like it just takes one dodge, and like they get away. Like they almost got away because they got a double dodge. Like we were a fraction of a second of the way from them jumping. It was really unfortunate. I mean, I would like a store. All right, so we hit the store first, because if they have hacking, we can sell the drone and buy hacking. If they don't, then we buffer our weapons. Okay, they do not have hacking. Okay, we already actually start at 10 reactors, so I can't do anything with that either. Promise to help. Engi, cool. I don't want to go into the ion storm. No, thank you. Participate in their study. It's never scrap. Pulsar. How do I feel about pulsars? I mean, the pike beam's just protected in the pulsar, so we should be able to win this fight. Ion into their weapons, takes one of them offline. We have 3 shots. See how bad of a decision that turns out to be. Jeez. Okay. Doors. Okay, the burst is about to fire. I feel like I can't wait anymore. Like, again, this is just where the pike beam being this slow is really hurtful. Okay, I guess that solved that problem. I need all 3 of these weapons online to protect my pike beam, but we will drop our shields. Of course our shields get hit. But so do theirs. Pike beam goes. Okay, that's fine. No. Yeah, so here's the difference, though. As a pause player, and you can even know pause, we know how to manipulate pulsars, okay? So yeah, it's a little bit true, but... So the amount of power you have in the system, you add 2 to that amount, and then you divide it by 2, and that's how much ion damage that system's going to take. So I look at the pike beam burst and the ion blast, and I'm like, I have 5 power plus 2 divided by 2. That's, you know, 5, 6, 7, 3. So they're going to get hit for 3 power. So I know that my pike beam's going to get up, and I know their shield goes down. So I am already playing into that reality. And then I'm flashing my shields because I do want them to be up for defensive purposes. They just got hit, but they were only offline for 5 seconds, which wasn't a problem. But if I wanted my shields to get hit and then I leave them up to try and protect other systems, that's a thing that you can do to really get, like, be favored in most Pulsar fights. There's just, the biggest RNG is when the Pulsar hits. Like, sometimes they just hit stupid early. Also, why are you in sensors? Why is that a thing? Like, and they can just time you up for absolutely disgusting weapons, but you do everything you can to try and get advantage. Yeah, 5 seconds. So like I said, you balance over, like, if you need to protect shields or if you don't need to protect shields. Which is kind of cool, unlike Ion Storms, where it's just like, you have no power and the AI is fully powered. Have fun. All right, we are back up into scrap range for, oh, that's a little bit gross. Okay. For hacking. Actually, we may not have needed to take this fight. I should have possibly taken a different beacon. Ion Storm Auto Scouts. Yeah, those things are really gross. Okay. I need that out. Wow, what are you gonna do when it dodges your first 3 projectiles? Okay, iron into doors. I have 30% dodge, so I gave myself the best chance to avoid these shots that are incoming. And we actually got the 1 dodge. Maybe. Okay. Go back. Oxygen back online. We're now safe, though. Okay. Everybody else heal up. When they dodge on you. Yeah, it's gross. But, I mean, we're in a pretty alright position. I mean, I could have just maybe power the... One, two. Oh, these jumps don't even connect over. So actually, I had to take that beacon to see if that's... So I should have taken this one to see if those are stores, because if not, I actually put myself in a bad spot if this is the store. And not being able to get to the other ones, so that was a routing mistake. Alright, we dealt 2 damage to the weapons. Is there actually like a chance for a crew kill with the Engi just going ham, constantly repairing their weapons? You saw a crow meme? Where? On the internet? Impossible. Before the crowbar was vented, crows used to drink at home. Aww. Well, heck you. Oh. Okay, then. Okay. So, Power Beam's pretty good. This is true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're gonna take this routing and try and get to a store to see if they have hacking. I'll buy a reactor for that. Reactor, Nebula Dive. I would prefer not to. If we buy hacking, then it doesn't matter. Like, then yes, we will. Like, it still can be a pretentiously nasty fight. It'll be 3 shielded ship. Unless there's like a immediate store. An intruder into doors, which means piloting means that shields or sensors are next. One of those I don't care so much about. Okay, went into sensors. So I tried setting up my dual lasers to fire into here, and what, it dodged both, looks like. We dodged their shots, though. Turnabout's fair play. Not accepting that surrender offer. Okay, $23. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum-bum. Free halberd. Jeez, free halberd. Of course, if I do get hacking, then I can always just sell the pike, and that will cover potentially the cost of the hacking. Maybe. Throwing that out there. All right, there's the store. So we can go 1, 2, 3, and if this exit's bad, maybe we just go 3, 4, then dive. Like if the store has what we want. Because that exit's dead either way. Like there's nothing in a nebula exit unless it's a dive. Hi there. Okay, level 1. Should be safe. I just need to take 2 hits. There we go. Good enough to start. Okay, completely safe fight now. Halberd is very halberd? That's what I hear. It's so ridiculously good. I mean, it's just like you get hacking halberd. Yep, you're in a pretty good spot to win. Pretty good. Cloaking. Oh no! No! It's the one-shot. It's there. We actually have a one-shot build. We just don't have hacking for it. That's funny. Alright, that goes away. Pretty sure we just buy cloaking then. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. So if we buy cloaking, we have time for our weapons to charge. We get the stun online. Stun in combat. We're still potentially firing 4 projectiles to take down shields until we do get hacking. Oh, that's tempting to pick up too. Like having 4 shots in a halberd beam just feels amazing. It's just like, yeah, like that's a good setup. Of course, we could just go defense drone battery. Have an answer to missiles. Keep money online for, wow, it's an interesting call. I do also have to upgrade my weapons, though. That's the other thing. So that cost me that much money. I think we actually go defense 1 just because cloaking is really expensive. Like this will get us out of most bad situations. We still have a ton of drone parts. We'll have enough money left over that we can actually get our weapons online, so we have 3 shots to help set up the halberd beam while being safe, plus the reactor for all those systems. Where cloaking could still work, but then I would need to... Like, 75 bucks is a lot of money. Next sector is red. All right, okay, so cloaking, generally cloaking is what we want for one of our final systems, hacking being the other one. It buys us time. It's not quite 100% dodge on everything. The problem is that it's really expensive. Like essentially I'd be using it for missile solutions or bad weapon volleys, but it's $100 more than what a defense drone 1 is going to cost me right now. And that one allows me to get the ion stunner and burst 1 online currently for the next sector. But we actually don't even have to get those weapons online now. We could hold off on that until we at least get into the next sector, and then maybe we'll find hacking, and then we're just in like a completely fine position with battery to thin out the item pool versus cloaking. I think this is correct. Like, I can't buy this, but yeah. We buy battery, we buy the defense drone, and we're in the position to get the stunner online, plus we're a little bit closer to being able to get hacking if we luck out early in next sector. Now the next question is, do I take 2 jumps before I go to the exit? Three shielded ship. I don't know, 2 jumps to take a gross dive where I don't have cloaking or hacking feels bad, so we'll just hit the exit and go. Yeah, might have been nothing. Rebels. That's gross. All right, we did not see an early store, so we're going to have to go ahead and get our weapons online. And we're going to actually go ahead and get level 3 engines in case things are bad. In a fight, we have battery to make up for everything else. There's a blue option? Really? I didn't know that. Probably don't want it. A rebel automated ship sits dormant. Fight the ship, drone part, access the stations, all the things just access the station. We could still potentially just get there. Oh, we're gonna have to manually hack it. Fleet also could just jump ahead. Gross. So we probably just want the fight for money. Hopefully it's a level 3 cloak. That'd be great. Or a level 1 cloak. Level 2 is probably worst case scenario. Such it is. Whew, just in time. Okay, well, that was cool. We're gonna go ahead and just do this. I mean, I guess we could maybe train the slug a little bit at pilot. Slug would be the ideal pilot for us. However kind of good turns out. What? The cloaking, this is gonna take too long. All right, I'm not gonna train here. Got one. Attempt to manually hack the station. I think that's all bad. Like, either we get scrap, the fleet can gain a jump, which is I really don't want to have it. I'm pretty happy with 27 bucks. 30 scrap. What are you? Asteroid field. All right, so we have to go this way because we're trying to see where the stores are, and that beacon's dead because that's just a fight. I'm sorry, it's a boarding event. Every time we see sun with nothing else, it's just a boarding event that never yields any scrap. I should have just waited for my oxygen to get back up. Aid the civilian ship. Hi there. Okay, so technically this fight is safe. Technically. Hello, Calaria. Dodge training would be neat, but it's okay if we don't get it. 13 and 13. I would like to float. Okay, so we essentially would be committed to take these beacons here. Probably missing out on those 3. So we can miss out on those 2. Or are we missing out on these 3? That one's dead anyways. All right. That's okay. Like I said, because we are probably not getting mind control here, I would like the slug to be trained in piloting. Do I use a defense drone here? I do have 25 of them. Of course. Okay, well, I don't need the defense drone anymore. Sometimes FTLs. Okay. Okay, real power, real power. Good dodges. Fix. We can't do any speed action shenanigans here, because eventually the ship will be dangerous again. But we have a little bit of opportunity to just get in a few little, like, training points, I guess. Well, ostensibly, we're not, like, being threatened. Yeah, I posted on the Twitter. I was just like, I got nothing going on right now. My HBO shows aren't on until Sunday and Monday, so nothing really to watch. I could try. Oh yeah. They're actually in that video towards the tail end of it. It's like the second to last kill I show. Oh, come on. Yeah, we definitely have a ship. That's true. We got a free halberd beam. We turned down cloaking at the end of last sector, which I definitely think is the right call. Yeah, so essentially you need the beam to be hitting the room, and then it doesn't register damage. Like, if the shield is up, assuming like halberd beam and glaive beam, it's different, but like beams, I can't do halberd swipes on my own ships, but hey, Papa Neat. Might be easier with a halberd. Well, AI ship, so no chance here. Running away. Oh, you're a pretty reasonable ship, though. Okay. Beam drones are such trash. I'll take it. I'll do this swipe. I really don't want something dumb to happen in terms of me being actually capable of taking damage this fight. So we'll get it started with. $18. All right, gonna wait for the oxygen return. Yeah, because I can't really draw a line. The idea is, and the video does a pretty good idea I was describing, you can always like revisit it. Normally you take like a low angle to buy yourself as much time. So once the beam hits the room, like once it started, it also takes a while for beam weapons to fire. There's like a few frames after you initiate it before it actually starts. So you want it like already starting to hit the room while the shield bubble's up. So it just doesn't register as damage. And then you want the shield bubble down before it enters the tile that the crew is. So it'll still register crew taking damage. Forward scouts. Starting to notice a theme here. Oh, this is really gross. Wow, this is really bad. Okay, we're not gonna do training here. This is a 4-shielded ship. Should I put a defense drone? I kinda can't. Missile's already incoming. This is really gross. I don't know. I can't kill 4-shielded ships. Like, every single shot has to hit right now. Like, every single shot has to hit right now. So, every single shot hit right now. I mean, you play for your outs. Actually, the Ion Center would be better here. I should probably be fixing this. Ah, just totally hit the wrong thing. Just totally hit the wrong thing. Wasted a drone part. Good thing we have like 1 million of them. I could have got like 20. I could have bought a reactor before that fight. Store. Wow. That's interesting. Cloaking, hacking, and drone recovery arm. Cool. We're buying hacking here. Not surprising. Do I want the drone recovery arm? I think so. God, Halberd's so busted. Like, you just get a free Halberd and basic weight, like weapon loadouts are just so ridiculously lethal. Like, ships just can't run away because you hit too many systems and you hit them too hard. Like, they can't do anything. Like, even if evasion's, like, not great, you still get in there for dumb amounts of damage. Because you can go through a single shield bubble. So the alternative would just be to, like, upgrade our hacking to level 2. We could also just buy crew if we felt like we needed crew, or we could buy anti-drone to help fight off drones if we wanted them. Whatever. Like, everything we're fine on. So let's do that. And then, actually, I don't want to take out another pulsar. Probably, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm okay with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have no idea how these don't connect, but whatever. Yeah, I would just like a little bit more money before I just hop into a pulsar right now, because I spread myself very thin with all my upgrades here. Sure. Oh, thanks for the map. That's super helpful. What do you think's the ideal time to shower? Never. I like to shower before I go to bed. I like to wash like the day off and then go to sleep and not just like essentially be sleeping in my own filth from the day before. That's kind of my take on it. Let's get some reactor. Let's get a reactor. I figured with 3 shots against 2 shields plus the halberd beam, essentially we need like 1 shot to land, so we're in pretty good position to... The forbidding conversation. No, don't do it. Don't do it, chat. Everybody's friends here. Everybody's friends runs even terms. We don't need to do this. It's all cool. The politics of dancing? Oh, no, I didn't ask. I'm not asking for clarification. It's fine. Sure, is it too high? It's never high enough. I'm 6'1". I'm 6'1". I don't wanna bid into showers where it just like doesn't even like just like slightly above the chin and you're just cowering. No, thank you. Let's go ahead and buy. Do I want another reactor? Okay, we'll buy 1 more reactor. I know back-to-back reactors. Then we'll get hacking level 2. I mean, we do miss a jump in the sector, but that's not relevant. We got everything we really need to win. Okay, just get one of those detachable ones. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to do like more work than I have to. Bend for ourselves, attack and escape. Oh, it's a training ship. Kind of, except this piece of hot garbage. Wait for it. that'll work. Yeah. Oh, do they have a repair bot? I probably should check. Cool. No repair bot, no med bay. And they can't hurt us. And it's gonna take us a while to get through, so. Cool. This might take some time. I would like to do it quickly, but shower temp is too high. Like, I want at least it like to be warm and pressure. I can't, it's not for me. If you enjoy those, like, oh, it feels like I'm just in a light raindrop. No, I just want to be like, sandblast off the day. Go merrily along my ways. That's it, it's all. Yeah, it's not really in front of the weapon. This is going to be difficult, by the way. Like, yeah, I got the one volley to sneak in, but additional volleys will be tricky. Well, that didn't help. Come on. Start paying attention. This is the second time I deployed a drone that I didn't mean to. Okay, well, he's got level 1 piloting. Okay. Weapon's fine, I guess. Rebel. Alright, we need to not go into nebulas as we jump directly into a nebula. The problem with nebulas, like I said, is the AI has like a minimum amount of power that they allow certain ships to have, and so they can essentially function like fully powered ships in ion storms. And so where we're like, oh, I don't have shield up, or I have to take 2 weapons offline. It's like, nah, I get to run full shields, full drones, full weapons. That's cool. That's fair. I'm okay doing that with no remorse. All right. Sector layout's not the best. Not the best. So we just need, like, scrap cloaking would be really, really nice. I wouldn't feel bad if we actually did end up going mind control with our setup because we have everything else. Level 1 mind control. That's just 2 delays. No, you already do your job? That's amazing. Cool. So it almost, for level 1 mind control, like it almost takes the entire duration of that MC to break a system. Like it lasts like 13 seconds. Rebel. Rebel. So if you just absorb essentially 2 punches from that crew, then you can ignore it and they won't break the system. So you can make just like the minimalist amount of effort into stopping them from doing something you don't want them to do. Okay, there's a store. Can we plan on training the Ion Center for Burst Laser 2? I mean, we do have money. We could go to this. We could go to the store, try to find slightly different weapons. I don't. So we have 56, 77, 94 scrap. If we want to sell the combat as well, we can head up towards to 100. But anything we do like that will require us to like upgrade our weapons as well. No, I bought it at the same store. I bought the battery, that, and the defense 1 at the same store instead of... No. Yeah, no. I kind of really don't want to go to the store. Yeah, I was at the Cloaking MC store where we ended up buying just like the battery, drone control. We bought this one. So we bought the defense one. The store had what? We bought battery in the defense 1 to float enough money to upgrade weapons before we went into the next sector, but then the next store had hacking and we picked up, yeah, something along those lines. I don't know. I don't pay attention to anything I do. It just happens. That's the magic. That's what I like to call it. The magic. Okay, we should actually have crew indoors. So if we go to the store, any weapon essentially means we're going to have to sell the stunner. I mean, we could sell this drone recovery arm. It's technically actually paid for itself already. Mostly because I keep accidentally activating it. I don't know, like maybe there's like a fire beam or something. We can just potentially like crew kills. Or it's hot garbage. Also a possibility. $50. So we could sell 4 drones and the recovery arm and get cloaking. I don't think I want to do that. We could, but I'm just gonna go ahead and upgrade here. Buy my 2 fuel, because I like to be at 14 fuel. And just go. I'd rather have this weapon over that one. I just can't upgrade to it. So, here we are. Playing video games. Down to 10 fuel. Get 44 bucks though. That's pretty good. 1 more reactor. All right, so we're saving up now for either cloaking or shields 3. LRS, 27 bucks. Long-range scanners paid for themselves. Okay, that jump connects over that. Remember, like, I had to bounce around these beacons for value because that's the last jump essentially in the sector. Okay. Back-to-back empty beacons. Do I take out 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Asteroid, pulsar, asteroid. Cool. Hi there. All right, I want to deploy a defense drone. I want to put crew in shields. Probably will be hacking their weapons. You did okay there. Good enough. Bum. It's unfortunate. Good enough. Oxygen back online. Another dodge. And you're done. Cool. Don't blow up my drone. Don't do it. Stop it. Spooking me out here. Okay, move crew back. We're not training against the asteroids right now. Like, once the fight is over, you don't get experience from the asteroids. I'm just waiting for my oxygen to get back up. Seven fuel. Absolutely not. Okay. Are you kidding me? I don't think this is 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That shouldn't be. I'm okay with reactor where it currently stands. The question is, do I just get a buffer point in my shields? Sure. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Ideally, I do want to get my shields up next. You know, they would be by cloaking, but we're kind of in a between point here. Fun. Pulsar. Almost always hacking weapons in a pulsar. Just too dangerous to let them to their own devices. All right, if you drop the O2... All right, so we're gonna actually move here, move the Engi into here, and then move the slug back. The reason we're doing it that way is those two crew want to go into a 2x1 system room, and that's piloting. So they're trying to get in my piloting. I don't want them in there. But as soon as I move the Engi, I break door control. So we have to give them a spot to hold on to, which is our Engi, and now they'll actually stay in that room. It's just really annoying that we have to do it this way, but... Oh, unless you rotate your Engi out of the room with your slug, then it doesn't matter. Ridiculous. All right, so the only weapon I can really protect is my burst. You know what? I'm okay with my shield being hit. So if my shield gets hit, it's down for 10 seconds. Worst thing I'm doing is taking a projectile hit from this. That's okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 power plus 2 is 8. So I'm gonna lose 4 power here. Burst laser is the only weapon I can protect here. There's my ion doing its thing, and then here's the halberd doing its. You're offering me 35 scrap. Do I want 35 scrap? That's like the cheapest thing they could offer me. There's also 3 fuel. Yeah, okay. 3 fuel's fine. Full-on ion build. No. Aqua potato. Yeah. We were in that position, like we could have gone the ion build, and I absolutely said no to it. Like we had potentially 2 drones, and it was just, it scales so badly. I wish ion, like, drone builds were viable, but they really aren't. Like, you need so much stuff to get them working. Okay. Halberd beam. What kind of drones do you have? AKA skill. Wow. It's a 2. Okay, so that's potentially gross. That's actually gross. We could put out a DD1. Hack weapons, hack this, DD1. DD1 could get distracted though. 2 shields and asteroid versus this piece of garbage. Problem is it just doesn't break on the hack. Asteroids could distract my defense drone. Like so. Probably has a buffer point, so this is not going to go offline. Not surprising. Okay. I still like you potentially shooting down drones for me, or... Yeah. Shooting down asteroids is pretty helpful. It's just that they keep coming from the front, so it can't react to it. That's crazy. Every single asteroid just keeps coming from this side, so Steven doesn't react to it in time. Nope. I'm about to lose my battery. I guess I'd rather lose the defense drone here. Okay, we'll flash shields for the ion. Try again. Okay. All right, that's better. Eventually. All right. Bum, ba-da, bum, ba-da. $28. Let's fix some stuff. Let's... Oh, well, lost a drone part there. That's cool. Oh, no, wait, that was their drone part, so that's fine. Yeah, I mean, asteroid field combat, and just like I said, every single asteroid, Steven couldn't shoot them down because they just operated in the blind spot. Not all 100% of them, but a large number of them, so Steven couldn't do anything. It was actually unfortunate that we took down the missile, because like then maybe Steven would have been able to hit it. But there's only a 66% chance the level 2 hack breaks that combat 2, and if it doesn't, an asteroid distracts the missile hits into my weapon or shields, I start having a lot of problems. Like, we should have been able to get away pretty safely from that. Attack the Slaver Scum. Only has one job, though. Weapons hack, I guess. Weapons hack's actually probably wrong. The reason weapon hack is wrong is our weapons will fire faster than theirs. But they got 2 Engis. Like, I would love to get a crew kill against the slaver ship to get a crew and, like, extra stuff, but... No. Like, it's worth too much money to me just to let them get away. Like, do I want to spend 50 bucks on if I wanted, I don't know, 50 bucks for a human? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, it's really close. It may not actually be a dive. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's borderline. That's so close. Again, I really don't want to dive, particularly against an ASB. I guess we could prep for it if this distress beacon is bad. double Engis. I got borders, though. Like, borders in my piloting I wouldn't be able to get rid of. ASB through my piloting, and then I'm just, like, sitting here dying for a single jump that I don't need. Zoltan to Rock Home World. Cool. Rock Mine event. Does defense drone work? Missile weapon. Clone bay, improved engines, beam drone. So I don't actually have an answer to the event. Why does colorblind moon chase something blue or purple? That I don't know. Whether, like, because there's like multiple forms of color blindness, and whether it's just trying to figure out like from one palette to the other one. So like maybe the base game will work for you even if you have some variety of it, and then the second one gives them the best option to sort of cover as many spectrums as possible. Okay, if I lose a crew here, that'd be super bad. I don't actually want the event, but Zoltan sectors are just the hottest of garbages. There we go, Zoltan. 3 shields, defense drone, unless there's an immediate store. There's not. Shields 3. 2 reactor. Make sure everything's powered. Down 6 fuel though. Hi there. Okay. 3 shields cloaking. 3 shots. 5 shots. Oh, no. Completely different weapon. 5. Desyncing makes the most sense here. Okay. Do I wait for the stun again? Yeah, okay, that's just good enough. Okay. Combat drone procced again. That's a little bit unfortunate, but it's okay. Hopefully the weapon desyncing works out for us. Don't really need you for shield suppression right now. Three shots, it's fine. FTL's almost charged here, so if things go bad, we're totally okay. I'm trying to figure out how dangerous it is that my weapons get, or my oxygen gets hit here, that's all. Yeah, I'm not going for a crew kill, we're just killing them. Looks good. Combat drone offline. Max dodge. Go ahead, get oxygen, get our crew back over there to start charging our weapons. Should be close. All right, cool. No, actually, we do have full training. Excellent. 3 fuel, a drone part, 27 bucks. Oh, I like the 3 fuel. Yeah, okay. You get to live because 3 fuel. 1, 2. Okay, if that's the store, it's no good to us anyways. 66 bucks. I don't think we buy anything else. We're just saving up now for cloaking, if possible. Though we are closer than what we look like. Didn't wait for my O2 to go all the way up. I will engage the pirates, but your score. Yeah, that's true. Wow, we're actually really safe this fight. That's pretty surprising. So let's say garbage. What the heck was all that drifting? Like, one time you didn't drift, and the other time you drifted a ton. Oh, for a second there, I thought I hit their drone, but I actually hit their incoming shot, and I was really confused. Very, very confused. All right, let's... I don't know if how we'll get in there in time, but... disrupt as much as possible. Okay, we are now safe. Stun that mantis. Get everything else. Cool. 48 bucks. Zolfin looks dissatisfied with your aiming and demands to be dropped off at the early convenience. Oh, shoot! I didn't even pay attention that this is the ship we were supposed to take intact. Do I hire Zoltan for 40 bucks? Probably. I wouldn't mind to have the extra crew. Shoot. So that was the free weapon event. I didn't catch that at all. I just thought it was a Zoltan Disruptor. Or, anyways. Shoot. So we pay 40 bucks here. I go 40 down low. Doesn't the ship intact hurt you though if you kill it? No. That's only the like the blue option teleporter quest event where they're like, we need you to do it, and it jumps later. This is the Zoltan in a like life preserver or whatever in a vessel that got kicked off their ship. Yeah. You know. 40 scrap. All right. Let me check my math. 114 minus 40 equals plus 15 plus 17 plus 25. It's pretty close. Okay. You barely get in, but I do want at least a 5th crew here. plus the reactor at the discounted price. Oh, that actually should be popping neat. I don't have to change many letters. Cool. Well, this fight's gross, maybe. I think we're actually gonna shield hack here. And the halberd beam essentially sets up all the other shots landing for us. You know, if I remember to activate it in time. Halberd beam is good. Should be 2 stores. Should be 2 stores. Okay. We now have enough. So we want this beacon here just to check to see if there's stores down there. Nope. No stores. All right. Oh, okay. Also double check, make sure that actually crosses over. Okay, so those 2 beacons could be the 2 stores. So we're gonna traverse back this way, though. We have better odds of more beacons here. Probably attack the slaver. They do have hacking. That first volley they have is pretty gross. Very gross. Whew. Double ion bombs? It's too late. Okay, they hit non-important rooms. I was really slow on firing my weapons there, by the way. Thomas? Thomas without an H? I don't think so. Combat. Okay. I mean, DRAs just let us use these as much as we want, which is actually really convenient. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're actually pretty far ahead of the fleet here. Okay, defense drone, please. Okay. Nice. So we're turning off. We're safe. Like, we don't take damage from them unless they put their missile back online. But I don't want I don't wish to dodge a shot and then it randomly hits my drone here and I lose a drone. That's not good. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of want to be there in 5. Stores are more important than scrap. You come to a quiet part of the Zoltan space. We're going to start actually reading the text here, you know, just in case there's like, hey, you need to take that ship intact so you get free stuff. Choose your doom, Mantis. Obviously. Pretty safe fight. See how they're going over there? All right, so we're gonna do this correctly this time, I promise. Biff only. Actually, 2 Mantis can overrun, so we actually need to send the Zult in there. Never mind. Your moons, yeah, also important to do. Good start. All right, okay. With the ion offline, they can't actually hurt us right now. And their weapons are busted. Their O2's offline. Okay, I need you to, like, save that position. All right, they're at 55% oxygen. They're slowly repairing their weapons. We got this. That's gross. We're still very weak to borders, by the way, in case you were unaware. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Okay, so I've not fixed their O2 yet. Keep floating power so the Zoltan doesn't depower something walking through a room. $48 and another 59. That vent is amazing. All right, is there a store? Hey, check it out, there's a store. Cloaking, beam drone, small bomb. agree to boarding. The clear solution here is to get boarding teleporter? Yes. Or no. It's tempting to pick up the pike beam just to see if we can get a one-shot build. It feels kind of unnecessary though. Honestly, I think I almost want to just sell the stunner to get small bomb. All right, this is definitely being sold. Small bomb just for the crew killing in phase 1. Yes. What sector are we in? 6. $13 fuel is probably good enough. Small bomb, yes. I mean, it's not hull damage. It does make crew kills so much easier. Is Pike something to consider? So Pike makes our beam swipes better. I just don't have like enough shield suppression unless I wanted to go into, like I said, a one-shot build. And the idea being that like we just always hack shields and that our 2 beam weapons will kill like enemy ships. You need 3 beam weapons to one-shot the flagship though. So like we could buy it and hopes that it works out in the later store to find another beam weapon. We could sell it over the stun. I just don't like having to do that many shield hacks. Like, I enjoy the flexibility that we currently get with small bomb fires out of control. Yeah, yeah. It's 2 more damage. I would actually just rather have something that fires 2 shots or more just to line up with a halberd beam more easily. But this will be fine, most likely. There is another store in the sector though, and we are set up to be able to see all the beacons, except I think this is we haven't seen this beacon, so that could have been the second guaranteed store. Let's go ahead and get this up to level 2 so we get the 2 and 2 strat going on. Now we're pretty much safe from every single fight. Well, no, that's not 100% true because I still need to upgrade engines here. Combat 1. Actual crew in their weapon system where they're supposed to be. All right, so we're through the Zoltan shield. What's the best way to get a crew kill here? I mean, in theory, I just need to do 2 damage to their weapon system to be safe. So we'll oxygen hack, I guess. Oof, level 3 oxygen though. But they only have 2 shields. It's fine to get to a good story. Yeah, 700 scrap. Yeah, I mean, like it depends, because sometimes people hold on to scrap. Like they just keep amassing more and more scrap, not paying attention to like the danger of the situation that they're currently in, and it leaves you susceptible to just like kind of dying out of nowhere. Not really nowhere, but like you can just run into something really disgusting. And it's like, oh, right, that's a thing. Well, not getting that drone back. Oh my gosh, the pilotless dodge. Get out of town. Okay. Yeah, like, but the whole point is making do with what we have, walking before we run. I use that phrase a lot, where it's like, hey, like, we can get like level 6 weapons in Sector 3 and have like really awesome weapons, and then you run into a ship with cloaking, and it's just like cloak, and now I fire all my weapons before you do because you didn't upgrade your shields, and you just get bodied. You're like, oh, that wasn't what was supposed to happen. Trying to preserve some hull here. And, like, you know, of course I push low reactor trying to make up as much of it, but I have a... And it took a lot of runs to develop, knowing, like, how much reactor, how much scrap I needed to be able to do and run fights normally, so that I wasn't at risk of dying because of it. Like, buying a Heavy 1 versus Burst Laser 2 in Sector 1, Sector 2 is a better choice on average. Like, it can be. I mean, some ships where, like, you know, if you're NGB and you can afford it, like the Burst Laser 2 is a lot better option. A lot of it can be like something like Burst Laser 1 versus a Burst Laser 2, where there's like this 30 scrap difference and you need to get like a weapon online. I mean, the thing is to consider as, like, the more things you consider to a point, the better. Where, like I said, you can see players who are like, I hate this weapon, store, sell. And then later on they're like, oh, I didn't find any weapons in stores and I died. It's like, well, you sold a whole one that you didn't have to sell at all, but you just hated it, or a chain laser, or something along those lines, and you sold a completely viable weapon, and you put yourself behind. Like, don't, you know... So I have a general idea of what I need in every sector based on what is currently available on my ship, and balancing out, like, what allows me to kill enemy ships while also being safe, or fail to buy one. Yeah, same thing, where you have to make those considerations. Some people just don't. All right, so yeah, that ended up being the second store. It was unfortunate. Chain 2. I mean, Chain 2 is bad because it's, like, expensive and really, really slow. But then if you have, like, a halberd or a pike beam, that doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. And it's, you know, for 4-weapon layout, like, it works. Chain lasers were clutch, so I have a bit of fondness for them. Sure. We could have actually taken another jump, so I actually could have taken this beacon. Just hard to tell that many jumps out. But yeah, I mean, it all comes down to it's making good, you know, when it comes to making good decisions, it's going, all right, Sector 1, 1 shield. Sector 2, 1 shielded enemy ships. Sector 3, start seeing 2 shielded ships. There are exceptions. Then it's 3 shields the next sector. And so you're like, all right, can my weapons reliably take down that many shields? And if it's like, well, I have 3 shots, if I land 100% of the time, I'll do like 1 damage to a system. And being like, that's not going to be good enough against most ships. If they're running away, they will get away. If they dodge one of your shots, like, they're gone. So, like I said, I prioritize getting weapons or hacking in most early sectors to get runs going. But then if you, as you know, I was playing this run where I was like, all right, I really want to get hacking, or cloaking. And then we got another sector where we didn't get cloaking, and I just started putting points into shields until I got my shields up. It's like, yeah, I really, really want cloaking, and I might have screwed myself on a store, but I'm now potentially in danger of dying because I don't have 3 shields. Crow, my weapons are 2 hull lasers that shoot 3 shots each, so hull 2s. Wait, what? No. 2 hull lasers that fire 3 shots each, 2 fires each, 1 flak 1, and a pike. Should I buy another hull laser or identical model? I mean, if you... Well, so I don't know how they've totally modded that. I mean, like, the fact that they're firing 3 shots for 2 power is pretty bonkers. I don't even know how slow that is, but it kind of doesn't matter. in Flak 1. I mean, I would be like, those weapons seem fine. What, you have 9 shots for 6 power? That's fantastic. Jeez. Yeah, no, those sound amazing. Go for meme though. Yeah, so I don't care for memes. Memes are the least important things in an FTL run ever. Ever. Sure. All right, so 2 shots, 2 shots. We could desync their weapons. Of course, we have the 2 and 2 strat, so we could just like not care and just kill them by weapons hacking here. Cloak 2, so good. You're hurt? Maybe. Okay. I'm willing to send 3 crew to try and deal with this as we hack their weapons for a very long time. Bum, bum, bum. So look at this, like 2 Engis and a Zoltan like don't even hold a candle to Double Manta's borders. Like it's not even close. All right, and they so far dodged 66% of our shots, but we've only fired 2 shots. So that's gonna happen. You were supposed to stop at doors? Thanks, you got there, you eventually figured it out. All right, so I won't have 100% evasion on this, so we're gonna cloak instead of checking to see if they pierce our shields enough. Good enough. All right, so 4 shots against 3 shields. We're kind of okay. Except you took my small bomb offline. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Okay, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Don't know if we can get a crew kill here. It's not like I want to really spend a whole bunch of bombs on it. Bum, 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 ba-da-ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Yeah, hacking weapons with level 2 cloaking, super safe. Super, super safe. All right, 1 sector to go. And it's uncharted. Oh, that's super gross. We do have long-range scanners, though. Okay. Cool. What is this sector layout? It's possible that these beacons here that are not inside the nebula are stores. So I'm actually going to take this jump, even though it says there's nothing there. Okay. Hey, Rua. Warn of your passing. Combat 2, Combat 1. Pretty disgusting. Probably a pilot hack. Just so I know what level their piloting is. Level 3 piloting. Oh, maybe that should have just been a shield hack. Okay. Combat drone activated. In position. Okay. So we cloak this. I don't like that I'm cloaking here because I haven't desynced their weapons at all. Or, like, it'll sync up with my hack, but there's not really a choice. Okay, real power in here. There. Fire 2 shots. Combat drone online. Small bomb here. Okay. We did get that offline. That's good. Combat drone isn't necessary. Let's maximize our dodge. See where the small bomb's landing. It's in our shields. Let's go ahead and fix that as fast as possible. Gotta bomb their shields. Let's return our crew back to their positions. Their weapons are still pretty annoying. Okay. Rude. We're gonna keep the small bomb up as precautionary. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and just go burst because the timing on it is so slow with a halberd beam that we're already waiting on. It won't make a difference. Cool. $30. You're going in there, you're going in there, and you. So, like, halberd beam and hacking really are damage. The burst laser still gives us, like, some shield suppression. It's wonky, but the small bomb gives me, like, the crew kill flexibility while essentially doing the same thing as the ion stunner. Plus, we've also been just using the combat drone to help us out every once in a while, since it's actually not costing us any drone parts to use it. All right, take that beacon to see if that's a store. Oh my gosh. So many empty beacons. Okay, still a bunch of empty beacons. Fair. I'm gonna buy a reactor just so I don't have to move a reactor around as much. So the reason I'm floating money now is just, I kind of want to see where my money is at the end of the sector, or like kind of really just before I get to the flagship, so I know exactly how much money I have and what I can spend it all on. Cool. That's really good. So there's going to be a second store in the sector. Actually, break sounds kind of like a good idea, depending on what's here. Cool. Yeah, let's take a break. Let's get up, stretch, I'll get a beverage, and we can go, what's Crow going to buy at this store? It's a mystery. Who knows? Stay tuned and find out. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by, though. And, yeah, you know, we'll see you on the other side. Crow just wants pre-igniter. You're not 100% wrong. Oh, yeah. Just the flak there, the heavy there. No, I tend to have the music low so I can actually hear all the sound stuff. Because that's what's more important. Okay, so we're at the store. I'm kind of tempted to go flak and heavy laser one here. The idea being, like, we can get crew kills with the heavy. If we can just get a fire started. You can also just buy this and, like, not die. But I like this for the extra shots. So that goes away. Oh, maybe that's a little bit too much. So the problem is if they hack our hacking, then I really can't get crew kills. But between the small bomb, the heavy one, and the halberd beam, like, we should have a pretty safe fight. Again, unless they hack our hacking, and then we just kind of have to go all in and kill them, which we still can do with heavy laser, small bomb, and halberd beam. A little bit weird. Let's do that. Let's upgrade our weapons, which we can't do yet. Let's just upgrade our weapons. We can't even do it yet, but we should totally go for it. We'll get that next. Ion Storm. Ion Storm, I'd be operating potentially with 10 power, 10, 11, 12, 13 reactor. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll go ahead and take this fight. Gross. Okay. Let's have at least 2 shields. Okay, there's a combat 2 and this flak. All right, so what we're going to do is... I mean, if the halberd beam lands, which it should do... Let's go this way. They're only operating with 10% dodge. Yeah, I figured we were gonna try to put a new drone out. Here's the thing. No. Ooh. What? 5% dodge? 5%. 5. Chat, I can see it. .5% dodge? No. Same crow time, same crow channel. Okay. $10 short. 95% base rate? Yeah. Yeah. Boo. You got hit through 95% cloaking? Yeah. Yeah, that brings up bad memories. Attack the automated ship. Defense drone. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're just cloaking the missile right now. Just to be on the safe side. Let's, I don't know, we might be able to luck out. Wow, there's really not much of a window. Okay. We'll try. I could totally use a hack here. I could totally do it. Oh, well, that's rude. Okay, have to wait. Have to wait. Nope. You're getting spicy over there, just letting you know. Darn. Ooh, that was a lot of dodges. Oh, 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 no, 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 no. Ooh. Get out of there. Get out of there. It's gonna shoot you. That was close. No, that's a good start. Oh yeah, we're waiting for a little while here. We're waiting a little while here. It's okay. I like never get to use drones, so this is fun. Weird sort of way. Yay, we got there. 43. Another ion blast. Okay. We're just gonna get a little bit more traditional here now. Just boop. Yeah, we'll just do that. That seems good. Seems pretty all right. I know chat loves fuel, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it for chat. 2, 3. Wow. Look at all the nothing beacons. That's nebulous for you. RNG is not gonna happen. All right. So there's no point going to the store. 1, 2, 3. We probably should take this beacon. We'll see. Attack the pirates. Defense drone. So they got this, they got a slug like right there. It's right there. Right, here we go. We have a level 3 hack. Like, it's 2 hacks. They should be pretty dead. Good job, Steven. You're doing your thing. Everybody believes in you. Just gotta keep clapping your hands and believing. That's what I'm talking about, just believing in Steven. Alright, so their ship maybe sort of doesn't have any oxygen on it right now. And doesn't have a clone bay. Humanitis! Okay, yeah, but it came with 63 scrap, so I'm pretty okay with that humanitis, let me tell you. Humanitis is pretty alright by me. Is that a dowry? Amazing. Dig Dug said something about being garbage, so... Alright, I'm gonna wait for my oxygen to kick back up just a notch or two. Do we want to get level 2 piloting in case it is the piloting event? Considering I don't have mind control, like actually getting a piloting buffer is a pretty good idea. Like even though we do have the slug pilot, there's issues that can arise from just dealing with a bunch of stuff in those situations. There's been like just times where I was like, oh, I really needed to have a buffer in piloting. Maybe I just didn't have a slug pilot. Sure. Really, the last thing we need is just to upgrade our oxygen to level 2. I'll fight ya. I'll fight ya. What systems are you getting online? Gross. Okay, so this is gonna buy us enough time that our 2 shields are up. Got him. I like how Envoy comes with extra scrap. I just always like that Envoy has weapons training. They're like, we're about peace. Give me your guns. Wait, what? What's that all about? Martial arts piece. Double small bomb for crew kills? No, that's silly. Gosh, now I really wish we just had a 4th weapon slot. Double small bombs, heavy laser, halberd beam, just crew kill phase 1. Oh, I only get 2 more fights. 2 fights. 2 in the exit. That's actually not a fight, so I just get the 1 fight, which is another ion storm. Let me just wait for the oxygen to get back up. We could buy 2 reactor before it. So like I said, we're pretty comfortable with everything that we have as is going into the flagship now, I feel. As soon as we just get this up to... so I do want this to be level 2, this to be level 3. I'm a fan of level 4 shields. It's not the end-all be-all, but because we have all the other systems in place. Repugnant, arm the weapons. Nobody calls me repugnant and gets away with it. As if that person knew. They were very fast. Ran like the wind. Nope. No, thank you. 43 scrap. Oh, yeah. These weapons are fun. Oh, it is a fight. Yeah, I'll take it. Fight scrap here. Identifies me as hostile. I'll show you hostile. Call me hostile, eh? I'll murder you. I'm hostile? Look at that. That's hostile. Jeez. I mean, we just jumped to the exit to here, so we're just gonna jump back the same way we came. I know, right? The jerk? You will pay. Alright, we're totally hacking weapons here, by the way, because they're gross and disgusting and gross. Okay, Steven. Okay, so they dodged 4 or 5 shots. That's fine. Yeah. Missiles offline. Excellent. Enjoy your weapons being hacked for 10 seconds. So good. That was a little bit early. Little bit early. Or perfect, whichever. Yeah, that's the exit beacon versus the store. Yeah, and did I mention how much I hate the giant text boxes in the 1.6 update? Because I hate them. I hate them a lot. If I was to mod anything, I think that would be it. Just because they used to not be that big. Like, I don't, they should be adjustable so that, like, people can be able to read them. That's fine. It's just, I don't need them to cover up to 10 to 20% of my screen. Burp. Burp. All right, we have 115 scrap. This level 3, this level 2, and this. Clarify the row fleet advances or show it on connectors all the time. Yeah, there's like, well, there's fleet pursuit indicator you can get that does that. And then, yeah, some of the other, I don't know if they based it on that or created their own. And then there's the Masala mod. Oh my god. Is there a picture of this? Oh no. He's gone. So Masala had... Is that a kind of food? No. Masala Swedish, who has... we named Masala Maneuver after themselves. After them. They have it shows all the lines, so it shows normal jumps, all the nebula jumps, and then all the Uncharted nebula jumps. And so it's just this rainbow across the entire screen. So you can like actually play it accordingly. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right, let's go ahead. Let's hit this exit. And then go kill us a very small rebel flagship. Hi there. Mm-hmm. But first, a small rebel flagship. Yep. wouldn't mind them not being on my ship. It would just be great. Yeah, go ahead, party in the med bay. Let's go. Yeah, let's get that missile back online. That's the play. Yeah, my hacking's already ready, so we can go ahead and spoil our cloaking. It's fine. Probably. Hello, Retman. What'd I miss? I don't know. I went on a break as well, about the same time. And we're about to go into Sector 8. The last small. Alright, you arrive at a small outpost close to the Federation base. Your access code gives you past initial security, and an officer sets up a direct feed to the Federation's base's war room. Admiral Tully speaks first, saying, what's the meaning of this, and who are you? Push him in an ion build? Boy, did it. Ion Blast, Ion Stunner, Chain Ion, Ion Charge Mark II to start with. Nope. Combat 2. Explain your mission. Say no to ions. Just say no, kids. Your explanation is met with murmurs of cynicism and disbelief among the officers. What? What? Ions? No, it's totally viable. General Churchill of the Engi Brigade speaks up. Intel suggests a potential counter to rebel technology. It's not offensive drone control. It's all like really good weapons and hacking. Who knew? Who knew? Explain the weakness of the enemy fleet. It is the small rebel flagship. Small Tully responds, it's settled. Small rebels will be here in a matter of small moments. We'll do what we can to hold off their small warships, but you must succeed in destroying the small flagship. Your current outpost can provide some repairs and fuel, and other small repair stations can provide aid as well. Small luck. Alright, how we looking? Wow, they're just gonna go right in there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, let's see if we can make a little bit of money. Can you do all the drugs I want? No. Attack the slaver scum. Breach missile. All right, that's kind of spooky weapons. I just want a weapons hack because I just want to keep the fight safe. It's more important that the fight says safe than I have easy halberd beam swipes by shield hacking. Aw, but it's understandable, Ratman. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get you around. Oof. 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 Let's get in there. What? What was that power swap? So they charge this and are like, this doesn't have any charge, and swap back off to the breach missile? Okay. Keep on doing this. Hack their weapons for a long time. Nah, it's not worth trying to sneak it in there. Not worth it. We'll wait. We can wait. We have plenty of time. Yeah, like, so it, like, it, the fact that it had enough of a charge that it swapped off is funny to me. Uh-oh, ships in the background. Would be better if we got a crew kill here. Good thing it's a ship that can't possibly hurt us. So our 3 shields take care of all these weapons, and you can always cloak a flak too. Oh, that becomes a problem. If I'm distracted, then potentially their shots can hit me. Gross. I will wait for you. Cool. All right, let's heal up. Yeah, I mean, it's a safe fight, but, like, if the ship's in the background, they tell you have to, like, run away quickly, and you tend to get low scrap rewards from those fights. But if you get a crew kill, it, like, knocks them up to, like, medium or something. And what's the worst case scenario? Is they get an extra crew? Like, that actually would be fine. Alright, so we're not hitting the clone bay yet because I want them to be out of oxygen before I actually damage their medical system. Alright, well, send everybody. What do you mean, everyone? Everyone! Okay, now we'll hack back down. Okay. $6, pretty good. All right, not diving yet. Let's keep going. You have to be careful. Like, as soon as we have to dive once, we have to swap over to whatever weapons we want to try and crew kill phase 1 with, because I may not get an opportunity to do so. Okay, what do you got? Boarding bot. And a missile. So it's possible this and that can damage me. We'll just go for a shield hack and end this. We should be good for like a volley. All right, they're actually out of drone parts. Wait, did they only try to hack us one time? Oh, no, wait, they don't have hacking, right? I was like, they hack us one time? No, I shot down a boarding bot. Hey, jerk. Okay, good job. You shot the missile. Wait, do enemies have limited drone parts? Yes, they have limited drone parts and limited missiles. Missiles are either 6, 10, or 14, depending on ship. 8, 10, and 14, depending on the layouts. Like bomber ships will have 14. But they all have like enough drones to spawn the drones that they have, like +4 more, though there's some fuzziness with that. I'm curious if I cloak, this will actually shoot that drone. I'm gonna see. Because it's not powered, maybe it doesn't. Yeah, look, it's just ignoring the bot. Welcome back to the Murder Most Valid Share. 26 months. Thank you for the continued support. Enjoy the emotes and whatnot and so forth. Or maybe just depowered it completely. Yeah, it's not shooting the drone. So if it's depowered, it won't get shot down, which makes sense because auto drones do the same thing. Correct. Yeah, the Surge doesn't use drone parts. Oh no, it's a store. I have to. We have to go to the store. Alright, that's not amazing. Is Reloader the best thing we have here? Yeah, no, it did do that. So I was curious, while we're cloaking, the drone is still powered because it's trying to get on board our ship, and I wanted to know if our defense drone was going to shoot it down after it shot down the missile, but it didn't bother even targeting it. But it made the ship might have shifted power away from the boarding drone at a certain point because they won't target a depowered unit. Won't cars at the threshold? I would have thought they did that with missiles. That's kind of why I wanted to test it out, because I wasn't 100% certain. All right, so... Get rid of family. Get out of here, family. Vin Diesel has no idea what he's talking about. All right, well, taking this here, in case we get a bad hack, we can jump away. But that's going to be our loadout against the flagship. Join Neazar. No. Yeah, seems good. So drone recover him. Oh, I guess we could have. I don't know. I might be really aggressive with them. If I have to fight the flagship like 3-4 times, we'll see. But we could have. Yeah, that is a possibility. You can't sell family. What are you talking about? All right, this is the Rebel flagship. If you're able to destroy this monstrosity, Federation fleet will have a chance to survive, and there's no turning back. No. So the reason I typically don't shoot down the hacking drones is because eventually they will time with the missiles, but we'll have cloaking. Yeah, you can't sell all your family. That's terrible. All right, so ideally that's enough. I'm gonna give myself a chance by hitting the piloting. Okay, small bomb missed. Nobody wants to buy Grandpa. Okay, that should be it for their drones. Now, can we get a crew kill? Can we get sufficient crew kills? Trying to get a fire with the heavy. Trying to get a fire with the heavy. Unfortunately, actually, I do think now the missile's time. Because it's fully up. Yeah. Yeah, they've dodged a couple of our small bombs. It's unfortunate. Cloaking. I think we're just gonna get hit here. I don't know, we got like no crew kills. Maybe I just reset the fight. Okay, if I reset the fight, like we got no crew kills. I don't like the idea that I'm taking damage for no crew kills, but then I guess they could hack something worse. And we always have the store we can just go back to heal up if we want to in between rounds, so whatever. Why going for crew kills? So I don't have mind control to counter mind control, and most of my crew are pretty weak against borders. So every crew we kill in phase 1 and phase 2 do not show up in phase 3 to board us. But I'm not getting fires. We got 1 breach, but no fires in the shield room, which is generally what you want to get crew kills. Generally. Okay, well that was 2 more. That makes me feel better. Cloak. How much health are you at? 40? I mean... Oh, there's the fire. Okay, so this has not been repaired, so I'll always be able to cloak it. We'll try. I can't do anything about that crew. Alright. But we've now killed most of their crew. Now at worst case scenarios, 4 borders. That's pretty solid. We still can use small bomb to take their missiles and hold them at bay. If you want to keep trying for more. Oh, that started a fire. That's cool. Fire's good. This actually is really interesting. Yeah, side room glitch is another possibility. The fire... If the fire spreads, we're still in a pretty good position. We still might just be able to kill snipe 1 or 2 in the I'm gonna put you in sensor so I can know what's going on across the ship there. Okay, you're at 42. Oh, that timed. That was unfortunate. Makes sense. Like, as the fight goes on, that's just more likely to happen. All right, whatever. That's good enough. I was hoping to get one more, but now that I'm rolling damage for it, it's like becomes less of a less tempting. Can I upgrade power? No, 35. So at most we're going to be dealing with 3 borders, but they will have mind control as well. Is the store open though? Defensive drone still has... I don't want to deal with the boarding bot. In case they're mind control, I'm gonna need it. The extra reactor. See, drone recovery arm sells for how much? 25 bucks? 25 plus what I get. Potentially does mean another reactor here, so let's go ahead and sell. Okay. We might be able to get scrap from here. As long as we just fight the flagship at the base, we're good. You use 15 drones on the chicken. Seems unlikely. This fight is safe. For us. They have a repair bot, or do they have like 2 anti-personnel bots, or what? Anti-personnel bot. Oh, this ship is garbage. 3, 4, 5, 6 power in weapons, 5 in drones. What is this? Oops. Stop carrying. Yeah, it's fine. Got it. They have at least a level 2 medbay though. Okay. Now what do? You're gonna eventually be at 100% health, and then you're gonna try and fix stuff. Right? Yeah. Let them in, so they're not healing in the med bay, and the fight's over. 64 bucks. Just possibly just upgrade doors. Cool. Good stuff. Back to the base. Chase down a flagship. Discovers heavily damaged from the previous fight. Scans its gates, redirected considerable power to its drones. Get ready for a fight. So you say. Defense drone online. Hacking shields. Nope. Okay, so beam all the way through here. Let's try and make sure their missile system's offline. Oh. Huh. Must have been really slow on my hack there then. Because we also had automated reloader, so like I had to be like even slower than what it was like for a normal Howard beam swipe. It's okay. We'll just use level 3 cloak to last us all the way through the surge. Just another reason to have like upgraded cloaking is so minor mistakes like this, you can kind of fix them by just cloaking for ridiculous durations. That fire though tempts me. We do have like the added benefit, like we just do a ton of damage, so. Okay, good. And we have 2 pilots, so that's cool. Okay. 48 scrap. Let's go ahead and just upgrade doors. I don't really care about anything else. 13 drone parts left. Uh-oh. Oh no. Chicken time. Okay, so who are my 2 pilots? Biff? Oh, Biff can't even be mind control, so that's not even an issue. So we want to put them in a room where them doing 2 system damage I don't care about, and really that's like drone control. And then I can just very easily vent them to get them out of hacking. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I could have just like I didn't repair. He didn't repair. Oh well. Too late now. Just keep putting the drones out that back into the cargo. Yeah, we're not certain cells to keep fighting the amount of damage to sustain. Looks like exchange for powers to teleports with some kind of secret weapon be repaired. This is it. All right, it's Dig Dug. All right, so we're just gonna delay them here. Actually, that starts becoming a problem when there's 2 of them. They're gonna be able to join up very quickly. Okay. Wow, you hit the lead missile? That's amazing. Oh, that was late. Okay, here comes the surge. Probably should max out shields in case something goes wonky here. Did you miss your last 2 shots? Your last 3 shots? Okay, so borders are potentially under control now. I guess we're sticking this out. So the nice thing is essentially the flak will be charged by the time our hack does anything anyways. This is more of an issue. How much health are you at? 25? Okay. Defense drone online. Oh no, it's still blown up. No! It's too late to really even try. Okay, all 3 missiles hit. That's unfortunate. Their missile system's offline. That's GG's. Yeah, whatever. Get rid of that. We did it! Yay! Alright, thank you so much, Ratman, Jackson Bird, Biff Papa Neat, and Dig Dug for joining the crew there. Engi A, 30 and 4. That was a pretty easy run. Like, we had some interesting store choices in terms of like swapping out the drone. Yeah, like that was the thing. The Sector 2 where we passed on hacking and went to the second store and we found weapons and just completely shifted our build. And then we kind of ran away with it sent from then on. So that was pretty nice. 16, 17 in a row with that ship. 54. 57, 10. Wow. Yeah. 46 ships defeated, 97 beacons explored, 1917. That was like one of the nicest late game sectors. Like we had this store that we could just get to. You know, the 22 was just like, all right. Wow. On the well, on this save file, anyways. I lost all my save. At one point, I had deleted, which means